And welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Parkside Cabin Rentals. September is a terrific time to visit the Great Smoky Mountains, and where better to go than your own cabin, your own mountain getaway among the changing fall colors. Visit ParksideCabinRentals.com for more information. And don't forget, with limited seating available, limited tickets at Neyland Stadium this year, maybe you want to make a weekend of it. Get yourself a cabin, go enjoy the games. Parkside Cabin Rentals. Give them a call, give them a shout, visit them online. They have so many different layouts, you won't believe it. Check them out online, see for yourself. Parkside Cabin Rentals. Okay, a year ago today, we were about 6 days removed from the Georgia State loss. We were 1 day away from the BYU loss. At that point, and then probably after that no-show at Florida, most people I talked to wanted Jeremy Pruitt out. They'd already moved on. Okay, he's not the guy. Who's next? Then you got a 6-game win streak at the end of the year. You finish 8-5. Now everybody is, well, we're on the cusp of the top 10. It's fixed. Where are you guys? Where is the Tennessee program? Where are you on where the program is right now in terms of the rebuild? Mike Stoll, I start with you.
I think they're moving up. All right. Are they a top 10 team? No. Are they one of the better teams in the SEC? It's hard to say with this year, but they've got the potential to do it, right? Pruitt did a good job turning things around.
Let's say this was a normal year.
If it was a normal year, I would say they're on the cusp of being a better team in the SEC, one of the better half teams in the better half of the SEC, should I say that? So they're not there yet, right? They're getting players in. It's going to see what these coaches do and how they continue to develop. They're better poised than they were last year, and I think they're more comfortable. And it shows why you don't just axe a coach after a couple years, because you got to give them time. And Tennessee was really, really bad, and they're working their way back. This year will be good to see how these younger kids continue to progress and how the coaches continue to adapt.
I guess it's all me, the middle guy, huh? So
yeah, those two. What do you got?
I'm going to say we're on the way up, man. I just feel it. I mean, I had the privilege of being around a lot of the guys. I like the attitude of the team, like the close-knit of the way the team come together, where they coalesce together. I like the coaches, and I know a lot of them personally. So I think we're on the way up. I think we're definitely on the top half of the SEC, and if not this year, very soon to be leading it.
I think we're about 2 years away from being the dominant force in the SEC of where Tennessee was back in the 90s. And I think this is your underdog year. This is the year that you're going to shock some people. You're going to put better things on film than what people expected. And then next year starts your expectations really getting up there to win the SEC East or even further.
The problem, I think, is just such a weird year that you could lose to Florida because you literally don't have any linemen. You could beat Alabama because they don't have any quarterbacks. I mean, depending on how this thing breaks and quarantines and everything else throughout the year, it throws it up. Let me ask you this. You've got a 10-game SEC slate. Tennessee plays 5 teams that are ranked in the top 15 in the nation off their 10 games, all right? So if you went 5-5 this year, that would never be acceptable in a normal year. 5-5 this year isn't horrible. That's not end of the world. But I don't know that fans are going to view it that way. I have a feeling fans are still going to see 5-5, and they're going to not worry about all the stuff that's going on. They're just going to say, unacceptable. We expected a step forward. Yeah. You think I'm right? You think I'm wrong?
Yeah, because they're fans, and they're not.
Yeah, fans like that
they're crazy. Yeah, I mean, they're up and down. They're all over the place, And so I think it all just kind of depends, again, what those wins look like, right? Is it a win against Missouri with they've got barely 53 and they got a bunch of freshmen playing and we blow them out? Is it a loss to Vanderbilt and we've got a walk-on quarterback playing and a bunch of backup linemen? It just, you can't predict. But the fans aren't going to accept it no matter what.
I'm a fan. I would love it. If they do 5-5 and they have some big wins against Alabama and Georgia, and maybe you do lose a
But that would mean bad loss. If you go 5-5 with wins against Alabama and Georgia, you're going to have losses to Vandy and Missouri or Arkansas.
You could. And if it's over something you can't control, then that's part of, the enemy gets a say anytime that you're going into battle. And so, but it's going to be a fun year to watch them play. I love the leadership that they're putting out on the field right now. And I think that once you have that, you saw how it ended last year with that type of leadership from the top. If they can continue that this year, it could be a fun one, maybe even more than 5.
The enemy has to say whenever you take the field of battle. That's the same thing he said at Antietam. when it was with the,
That was in the movie. That was in the Mulan movie that I watched last night.
no,
Too.
there you go. Sterling, were you going to throw something in?
My thing is, I mean, you guys are talking 5 and 5, and if it's good or if it's bad. My thing, what if it's 10 and 0?
Yeah, of course.
What if it is?
Well,
and everybody else has a
10-0,
problem.
I think the
I
reaction.
think everybody would be pretty happy
I
if it
can
was 10
predict
and
the
0.
reaction. at 10-0.
No matter what circumstances, I'll take 10 and 0.
Yeah, I think the fans would accept 10 and 0.
Okay.
I'm trying to say how. Okay. When we come back, what are we doing next? We're going to look at the fall schedule again. I want to know what the most important game for UT to have a good year. What's the most important game on the schedule? We'll discuss. Come on back on the Sports Course.